This podcast is brought to you by North Mountain Goshawks. Check out northmountaingoshawks.com and put in a deposit for next year's hunting partner. Also, check out sportingchancepod.com for all your Sporting Chance podcast merchandise. All of our merch is limited edition, screen printed, and drawn by actual artists. We do not use any AI here, so cop that merch while you can. All right, folks. Check us out on YouTube going forward. Every week, we are going to post the podcast in video form. We resisted it for a while because we really wanted to do this in person with a set to make it, visually appealing. And then on top of it, there was the logistical factor of having to worry about video, when we're kind of operating on a shoestring budget and just doing this with a very small group of people. But nevertheless, the demand was there, so we decided to do it. So check it out on YouTube. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. It helps out a lot. And if you can, just start listening and watching there on youtube.com. All right, guys, enjoy the episode. All right, welcome everybody back to the Sporting Chance podcast. Today we are joined by my new friend Renzo Brown.
Thank you for inviting me. It's great to be here.
We're happy to have you. But Aaron, you forgot his first name.
Alfredo Renzo Arauco Brown.
Yeah, I have a freaking long name. Sorry.
No, that's very common. That's I grew up with a lot of Puerto Ricans, and their name is like you ask them their name, and it's like 5 minutes later they stop talking. Because it's like their grandfather's grandfather's grandfather, and it just keeps going back for like generations.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty cool. Like it, little history. Like you get a good, you care about your history and your family. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, we keep the maternal last name always, so we have basically a last name with two words all the time.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Got it. Okay,
Cool. All right, so Renzo is a falconer in South Texas. He is originally from Peru and practiced falconry there as well. So he comes to us with a very interesting background. We're looking forward to getting into that. So Renzo, how did you start falconry?
That I basically have been, working with animals my whole life, my interest in, critters and fishing and, but my family has a small farm in Cieneguilla that is a rural area, like maybe 20 minutes from Lima, where I am from. And one day I was just trying to get some fish in a small canal. And, I just saw what I think at that time was maybe a kestrel or a small aplomado just hunting next to me. And I just, got impressed about it. And, we have a small, pocket of books in that house. And I found this picture about a guy with a bird of prey in his glove, and I just got crazy with the image. And my mom, that Christmas, I was 12 years old. She actually bought for me I remember the name of the book was a book that was called in Spanish. So it was the basic manual for falconry. It was a book written by a guy in Mexico. And I got the initial steps and what to do, and I just start by myself, and there was nobody around, so it took me some time until I got my initial bird. That it's a species that is similar to our red tail, actually, probably smaller. It's the Buteopoliosoma. It's a hawk. I was unable to hunt with it. But I was able to at least, make it come to the glove and go out to the park and fly it. And the rest is history, it never stopped.
And when was this? How long ago was that?
I was 12 years old when that happened.
Wow.
So I am 45 now. So it's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a very long time. So Aaron's looking up that species of bird. I'm interested myself because I'm not. Is there a different name for it that maybe?
Americans let me actually look into it because it may actually change.
Is this it?
No, it's not. It's not. But actually, maybe the name has changed. But it's
It looks cool.
the Polyosoma. Was a name that was given at that time because it really changed. Yeah, maybe look, it changed a lot. How it looks when it's a young animal and in the next molt.
That's a gray hawk right there, I think.
Yeah, I think so. That's a great hawk. I will take your pictures if I get some in a minute.
Aaron, why don't you just type the name in?
Yeah, let me actually look at let me look at that.
He's looking it up.
Aaron's on the Audubon website, just like scrolling through hawks till we stumble onto it.
This is birds of Peru. I guess Peru
it
has
looks
a
like
lot
that
of hawks.
one actually.
It go up. It looks like the one right here.
Yeah,
Swainson's.
Yeah, it's from the same family, definitely. But let me tell you.
We're on YouTube now, so now the audience can join in and look at these beautiful images we got.
All right.
Yeah, the way how it is here. The name is a. So it was actually changed to because it appeared with a to Uranoeros. So if you actually type in Google, the Buteo polysoma appears as the same, but I think the name was modified over the years to Geranoeros polyosoma is the name.
I'm happy Aaron has to spell that.
Geranoaetus. So this.
All right, so it was like it had small feet. I'm assuming it was chasing lizards, stuff like that.
Exactly. A small, but but believe it or not, the animal is really cool actually because it attacks coots. So it flies like a peregrine falcon. Yeah, it flies over you and you can actually walk and then he attacks from above.
Oh, so that's a lot of fun. So that's how it hunts in the wild, from a soar.
Yes, most likely.
Okay. Because it took to it naturally when you would fly it.
Oh yeah. What happened after that is that it was it's a very nice story because when I was a kid, and I got a guy that actually joined my school. His name is Sergio, and he's my best friend actually, and his brother was a falconer, and he was trying to start falconry at the same time. We were little kids. And we just started flying together. We got the books from the older brother. He was actually at the beginning just selling me, hoods and selling me balchatris and taking a lot of money from me. But at the end, we ended creating a group of friends that we basically spent all our teenage years just hunting with birds. So we were like 5, 6 kids. We grew up, flying aplomados, flying peregrines, hunting with Harris hawks. At the beginning, I can tell you that our moms, pick us from school and they take us, with our small birds to open areas just to do our baggies. And, we basically were practicing our whole, middle school and high school, stage together.
That's that's incredible.
Oh, we love it, man. I have the best memories of my life. It's those guys are my family. I still talking to them. We're still chatting, and some of them actually, become experts flying accipiters, and they still hunting and breeding birds. Sergio, my best friend, he's an expert in aplomados, and I don't know if you have seen the yellow-eyed bicolored hawk. It's similar to our Cooper hawk. It's smaller. And it's yellow and white when it's young and then turns gray.
How do you spell that?
It's bicolor. It's Bicolor. You can find those in Colombia, in Ecuador, in Peru.
So
I can share videos of those. I have friends that are still flying them. They're amazing.
Send us the videos because we'd like to maybe add that in later. Some
yeah,
of
definitely.
Them. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's like definitely it's like sparrowhawk looking.
Like it's smaller than the Cooper, but I think it's a little bit more social also, probably easier to train.
So similar to a sharpshin then?
No, we have sharpshins there though. So this one is bigger than the sharpshin for sure.
Okay, so it's bigger than a sharpshin, smaller than a Cooper's hawk, and a little bit more social. Because I've heard, I've never flown a Sharpie or a Coops with any success, but I heard that the Sharpie's a little bit more easier to kind of work with and deal with than a Cooper's hawk.
Yeah, I read that, and I have never fly one also, but I saw my friends having a very big success with the with the bicolor hawks, and I will share the videos. You will love it.
Please share the videos.
They explode. The acceleration of this animal is amazing, actually, and they are very aerial, super acrobatic.
Oh, I love it.
You will love it.
Sounds incredible.
Have you ever thought about trying to import any of those birds from Peru?
I have been asking, actually. I would love to fly one because, believe it or not, when I was in Peru, I was so busy, with my career, I was never able to actually get one, and people was not breeding them yet. My friends, actually, the ones that grew in my generation, now they breed them very successful.
Really?
Oh yeah, so when I go back to Lima and I see the chats, many of the young falconers in Peru are flying them.
Okay.
And if you want to read about it, you're familiar with obviously Harry McElroy, Desert Hawking.
Yeah.
The 1996 edition, that is the one that I think is the first one that he called with a little help from my friends. Oscar Bengolea, who is a very well-known, Peruvian falconer that passed away in 2019, he wrote a chapter on this bird in that book. That is really cool to read.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I probably have that book. I've probably never opened it. I've got the bad habit of buying books and just putting them on the shelf and forgetting.
Oh, I do the same. Look at it. You can see behind me. I have all my falconry stuff there, and I usually just pick them up.
You're a doctor. Are you familiar with Dr. Seuss?
I am. I'm familiar with Dr. Seuss.
Over there, you can't see it, but beside Casey, there's a shelf full of Dr. Seuss books. You might actually
some good falconry books, dude. If I could ever figure out how to read them. I bet
it's difficult, right? I usually, read my books when I get a new bird and I just want to refresh myself. I don't know if you guys do the same.
Yeah. When I come up there, I read books to Casey.
Yeah. When he comes and sleeps over, he sits next to me in a big chair and reads to my wife's asleep, and he reads me a nighttime story. I don't like reading. It's a joke on the show that I don't. It's not that I don't like it. It's just like
he just can't. That's the problem.
It's just impossible. Kid can't even read. What is that? Billy Madison? That's the best line. Yeah. No.
We had a good quote from Billy. My apprentice, Mike Peltier, he said when Steve Lehman was discussing mitochondria, he said that Steve's granddaughter reminded him of from Billy Madison. Where he's like, chlorophyll? You mean borophyll?
More like borophyll. That movie's so funny, dude.
All right. So back to Renzo here. Sorry for that diversion, Renzo.
Oh, no, my God. No.
So as most people know, the Aplomado Falcons that we fly in America are the Peruvian Aplomado Falcons. So you were right there at the source for the.
You told me that actually. I didn't know. I didn't know at the beginning, but I know some friends, that live here, that they have been breeding Aplomados in Lima and also in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Raul Ramirez is one of them, I think.
Yeah. Right. He was part of the group that imported them for the first time.
Mm-hmm. And one of the, there's a friend that we, Dennis Cisneros is a very close friend. He's actually always come to the NAFA meetings. He was the first person that breed Aplomados in the world, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Years ago.
Yeah.
So falconry has a history in Peru, much like America, probably about, give or take 100 years, maybe.
Yeah, that's there's definitely, with as years, pass, I was able to meet, these other guys that were doing falconry years and years before me. Oscar Bengolea, the guy that I mentioned that he passed away in 2019, he got a huge group of guys. Harry McEnroe used to go to hunt to Peru for a while, actually. There's many stories. Many of my friends know him, actually. I never had the pleasure. It's a country with a lot of, diversity, and, we practice a lot of outdoor sports there too.
Yes. Peru is known for, Peru is known for its diversity, its food. I never had the pleasure of going there, but my brother went there and he got debilitating food poisoning and was hallucinating. And,
oh, no.
And then he got like a tooth infection. He had to go to get like emergency surgery there.
Oh no, my
Yeah,
God.
it was really bad. I know a couple of people that go there on a regular basis.
Yeah, next time, yeah, you need to text me the next time you guys, you plan to, if you plan to go, I can recommend, where to go. And my friends are still hunting and very active falconers, so they can take you out and show you,
Yeah.
There's a great area in the highlands to hunt species are like similar to they're not similar to anything. They're called tinamous, but they are, our birds and our prey there are a completely different game. And that was, as I was telling, Aaron, for me, the biggest challenge of starting to practice falconry here was, to understand, even when you have fly the same birds in a different country, starting in this geography with this different game is a big deal.
Oh yeah, 100%. I moved like an hour away from where I used to live, and it took like 2 seasons to figure out like where I'm going, like where are the spots, because it's different up here. It's like an hour away, but it's completely different. There's rabbits in different locations,
Exactly,
where I wouldn't expect them to be, because down by me in that same location there'd be no rabbits in there. So I would drive by spots, and then I finally was like, I'll just check it. I check it, and there's rabbits everywhere. So it's like just moving an hour away, you have to kind of reevaluate what you're doing. So yeah, going from one country to another, I could imagine it's great.
I was telling Aaron, I have done a lot of harry hawks, and I didn't even understand how rabbits think, at the beginning. I didn't know where to look for them. For us, the harry hawk game is a small bird game. Our harry hawks, to begin with, they are smaller. They actually, we fly small birds around. And the prey that we actually look the most is the one that we call I think it's called the Big Annie, this black bird with a long tail that is always chasing cows here, that I think is illegal to hunt them here. But in Peru, we have them all over the place in the desert around, cattle. And when they actually get chased by a harry hawk, the flight is beautiful. They actually fly upwards, and it's a very fast and acrobatic, flight. And that's what we do.
Yeah.
So the rabbits I love to hunt rabbits now, but it took me some time to catch up.
What do you think the differences are between the Peruvian Harris hawks and the American Harris hawks?
I think both birds are very similar in the way how they behave in my small experience. And probably the weight management, one is definitely bigger than the other. So I kept one for 8 years. That was my favorite one. Called Daga. He was a small male. He was so freaking fast. And it was crazy because
that was in Peru?
In Lima. Yes, exactly. That I kept that bird since I was in early years of high school until actually I started med school. So that was almost, it was amazing. And it's such a, and I flew that bird with my best friend Taplomaro that he kept for the same time. And this is a crazy story. They sometimes were chasing the same prey. They didn't attack each other. They know each other from that they were actually little, and they were able to just fly, come, and we were just, no attacks in between. So
you were able to fly your Harris hawk with your friends Aplomado.
Wow. Yes.
Well,
yes.
I don't think that they're terribly different in size, because the Peruvians are significantly small. The Tiercel's probably what, 500 grams?
Yeah, this one was actually less than that. If I am not wrong, it was actually 450 something at that time.
Yeah, so
I need to look into my books. I still have them.
Yeah, and the Aplo is half the size of that, maybe, give or take, right? I'm not sure. So.
There was a big female, and they were always together because we really just spent our whole life. We were at school, we were keeping the birds in the same place. So
yeah, they were friends. So but I think in America we some guys are still doing it. There's a guy in I have not witnessed this, but there's a guy in Maryland that's flying 2 red tails in a cast last season, no issues whatsoever. I think he said he was trying to sell me a goshawk that was extremely overpriced, but whatever. We don't have to get into it. And but it was a but I think he said, if I'm not mistaken, he said the key was you got to fly either, I'm going to probably butcher that. I think it was either 2 females together or 1 female and 1 male.
I see.
And it's something about the power dynamic kind of changes. So like the male will yield to the female, or it was the opposite. Yeah. So if you had two females, they'd fight. If you had one female, one male, the male would yield. I don't know. Aaron's rolling his eyes. It seems very disinterested.
No, I'm not. I was thinking about Falcon Father 69, Marshall Davis.
Yeah.
He flies a Harris hawk and a red-tailed hawk.
Yeah, I just think if you have a good dynamic with the birds and they kind of understand what's going on. I mean, look in Europe, dude. They're just walking through the fields with their birds.
Yeah, exactly.
And like one person flies, the other person flies, or sometimes they fly together and there's like no problems. Like by the looks of it.
Yeah, it never happened again. I never was able to do that with anybody else. But, at that time, we had the time. We were kids. We were spending our school time, our evenings together. And those birds were basically living in the same place. So, yeah.
Goshawks, too. I think you could probably do it. I know, I think Sladen did it. And then Paul and Phil did it. They hacked both their goshawks together at the same time. No issues. I mean, the hack's different, obviously, but.
Yeah,
there was no issues, and I don't see why. If you socialize them enough with each other, they would kind of one would be dominant, the other one would be submissive, and they'd just hunt together.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it all the time. I mean, I talked to was that on the podcast or was it a phone call? It's all a blur to me lately for some reason. Aaron talking about pheasant farms. Was that a phone call?
That I was part of that, so I believe that was the podcast.
Talking about how there's like there's a pheasant farm in the dead of winter.
Mm-hmm. I believe that was Seth Lehman.
Yeah, and it's like, there's dozens and dozens of goshawks there, and they just wait in like an assembly line, like at a cafeteria, waiting to eat the carcass of the pheasant. One catches it, female comes in, takes it, she eats what she wants, hops off to the side. The also runs in, eats. The other birds see it that are in the area. They move in, they wait. And they literally just like wait their turn to eat off the carcass so there's nothing left. No fighting, no nothing. So, I think we don't give them enough credit, or flying them too low or whatever, you know what I mean? I think if you gave them if you raised them together, like you and your friend, and they had a lot of socialization together, I think that it wouldn't even get to the point where they would lock up and start fighting. They would just kind of like naturally have this ebb and flow of, hierarchy or whatever.
I think it's about slip maxing. You got to have the most slips. You got a lot of game. You can get away with a lot more.
Yeah, we were just walking, we were just walking, miles in the deserts of Chilca, that is where we used to hunt in Lima, with both birds, no hoods, just walking, trying to kick stuff and flashing stuff. And, usually the Harris was attacking, and then the Aplomado used to just pass my Harris like a missile, right? That ended killing. And, thanks God, we never had an accident. And,
Well, think about it. You can use ferret with hawks. So why not two hawks?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but if the ferret challenged the hawk would just kill it.
Yeah, it's true.
Same thing with the Aplomado challenged the Harris hawk. The Harris hawk would kill it.
Yeah, but I think the Aplomado is like smart enough to understand that like it's not a battle it's going to win unless it was an imprint.
This started off as your idea, Casey, and now you're backtracking.
Because to have a good idea, you got to flesh it out, and you got to be a good scientist or a good doctor, right? You got to be able to say an argument, and then you got to be able to pick it apart yourself because your peers are going to pick it apart for you. So if you pick it apart yourself, then there's nothing to pick apart when you're done.
Thanks for that segue. Renzo came to America to pursue medical studies. You're a medical doctor down there?
Yeah, I am.
In very rural Texas, correct?
Yes. Yeah. I came to Houston. So at the beginning, I was actually just going to Baltimore, and I ended training in Dallas. And it's in Dallas actually where I did residency, and I met Chuck Redding. No, sorry. In Dallas, actually, I actually met, Don Rover, who was actually that's the only part of my life in which, I came to a small apartment. It was impossible I was getting killed to get a bird. But Don Rover was kindly enough to let me go hunting with his peregrines. And, I was able to keep, the thing alive, and when I, moved to Houston for fellowship training in pulmonary and critical care, that's when, I met all the Houston guys, and I was able to get my kestrel that was able to keep in an apartment, and then my Harris Hawks, and my last bird here was a peregrine again, That is the bird that I flew the most when I was a kid, actually.
Really?
And I was a different, ball game this time too. Learning how to handle a drone, and look for darks and the migration. But I was able to make it hunt. Was a great. I actually had a great season last season here.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I heard Texas is like on a different level of camaraderie and community of falconry. They all are like everybody's on the same page and you have a good time, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't been able to go to a single meeting in my life, but I now I met these guys through Facebook. As same as you guys. I am in contact with my club. I met some of them when I live very near South Padre Island. That is a place where falconers come to trap their peregrines. So I am meeting more and more local falconers in person. I was able to have a guy that joined me and was an apprentice that he already is hunting. I have two friends locally that are active falconers, so I am back to have a small group, and I'm very excited and happy here.
So, what was it like when you came from Peru to America? And and obviously you had a lot going on with getting into medicine. Did they make you start from scratch with an apprenticeship, or were you able to show?
No, actually, thanks God, no. They were able to actually let me share videos. So I got a lot of videos of hunting with peregrines and hunting with Harris Hawks, and somebody, for some reason did a podcast with me when I was a kid flying my peregrine falcon, and I share all of that, and they allowed me to take the exam. They inspected my mew in the apartment, and I was able to start as a regular falconer. Thanks God.
That's awesome. See, that's why
yeah.
you got to film your hunts, because you never know what's going to come in handy.
Yeah.
Shout
What would
out to
they
Aaron.
say in New York, Casey?
They would just not answer you for 3.5 years and then threaten you over them not answering you.
Whenever I've dealt with Texas, they're what they call it, like the parks and wildlife, I think is what they call it. Parks and wildlife. Those people are on top of it, man. They take that public service and customer service seriously.
Oh, they're amazing. They are. I can tell you so many stories. They have helped me. I lost my Harris Hawk like a couple of years ago. It was in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and I was super busy in the intensive care unit taking care of patients. And there was this gentleman that is one of the game wardens that actually he found my bird because somebody it went into a house. Look, I think they were actually eating a red velvet cake, and the guy just show up like a missile into the table and start trying to eat the cake.
Only Harris Hawks, right?
He drove me there. I was able to pick my bird, and I have been in contact. It's great to have them. They do an amazing job. They support us a lot, actually.
Some of them, yes. There's some good ones out there.
In Texas, he said.
In Texas. Well, you have to think in Texas that the hunting culture is much different than New York.
Oh, really?
And the not only the culture, but the like the Aaron, help me out. Like a way of making money and like a subsect of the economy. The economy of hunting.
I see.
Is huge down there. There's big money in going down there and hunting. So if they were harassing and being like overly, you know what I mean? If they like, if it was very aggressive with the way that they handled every little situation, like they are in, let's say, New Jersey or New York or some other states, it would kind of turn people off, and then that money would leave the state, and they would just find somewhere else to go hunt. But there's big properties, big hunts. People spend a lot of money to shoot big whitetails down there. So I think it's part of like the whole ecosystem of hunting that they're kind of more laid back and they kind of support the hunters, and they're not, out to get you for every little thing that you know.
Yeah, for me, that coming from Lima, it is amazing that we have a season here for every time of the year we have a season for something, right? For fishing, archery, and people hunt nilgais, and we're very, very deep into outdoors and hunting.
Wait, there's a season on nilgai?
No, I think you can. I think you can hunt them the whole year. I think. I have them. We have them in the ranch near where I live in San Manuel. You see nilgais every day all over the place. So
Yeah, it's a
That's
crazy.
cool.
They say, what do they say, Aaron? It's there's more tigers in Texas than there are in their native habitat right now. Right?
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
I think that's an actual stat.
Obviously secured and captive, not running around wild, but yeah.
Dude, I'd pay some good money to get down there with a bow, dude, and just creep through like some desert and just like stalk a tiger. I'd definitely die though, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I would definitely die.
There's an established wild population of warthogs in part of Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
That would be cool.
A warthog.
Oh, I would shoot the piss out of a warthog, bro.
Renzo, do you do any other type of hunting besides falconry?
No. Actually, I do fishing. My older son, he's almost addicted to fishing. He's fishing all the time in canals, in the beach. I go with him. I have actually shoot in the past, and I have a small ranch here, and I have deer, nilgai, and it's full of hogs. I haven't shoot them.
On your ranch? You have a ranch?
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta be a doctor, man. That's where it's at.
It's should come and visit. If you come to Texas, it will be great to have you here.
I almost came to visit. I was so. This is a funny story. I'll tell about my wife. Right? I'll tell the story.
Yeah. Tell the story.
So
lay the groundwork because
all right. So,
I came down.
Go ahead, Aaron.
To trap a Harris hawk, and I was with a famous hunter named Bear Newcomb, and we went to Evans Ranch.
Yeah. So
it's huge.
Yeah. So Aaron's like, listen, I'm going down. I got the permit. I'm gonna trap a Harris hawk. You should come down with me, and we should film and do the whole thing, part of the podcast. And I'm like, all right, let me check with the wife, and and she's like, okay, so what? You're gonna drive down there? It's gonna take you're gonna be gone for what, 4 days? No, that's crazy. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not whipped by any means, believe me, but it's like I got to pick and choose my battles. Like, I want to go hawk, I want to go hunt, I want to find my birds. I don't want to sacrifice 4 days that's going to be held over my head to just watch a Harris hawk hit a BC trap. You know what I mean? And then like, okay, so like what, a year later, give or take. So Aaron meets up with Bear Newcomb from the Meat Eater Network podcast, whatever. They film the whole thing. Then a few months later, Aaron trains his Harris hawks. Then Bear drives from Arkansas to Aaron's house and they go hawking. And Bear puts it out on the Bear Grease YouTube channel, which you should go subscribe to because it's awesome. They have great videos, like excellent videos. Nice. And so Aaron's video of him and that whole situation is like one of their biggest, most recent videos. Last time I checked, it was like 400,000 plus views on it.
It's their most popular recent video.
And we watched it like twice when it first came out, and then we put it on the other night. And my wife is sitting there watching. I'm like, look at the view. I'm like, 400,000. That's awesome. Look at that. And then we're talking about Aaron, like, he did a good job, whatever. And then my wife's like, she's like, and what? You couldn't be part of that? Like, you couldn't go? And I was like, hello, I literally told you I got to get in the car and drive there and just join Aaron on the trip. But it was a big problem. And then she I was able, most falconers don't get this opportunity, but I was able to rub it in her face that I didn't go hawking or falconry adjacent activity.
No, you did the right thing. She was probably testing you. I already learned the lesson. I really, for me, I have 3 kids. I'm busy all the time. My falconry is super protected, but I practice a micro falconry. Really, I go out sometimes for 20 minutes. Just run, go over the pond, let the bird fly, run, kill. With my Harry Hawk, sometimes I just go kill a rat in a canal and come back.
A rat in a canal, bro. Listen, when you got kids and you got a wife and you're busy with work, like, bro, killing a rat in a canal, dude, that's what you can just go do it, bro. That's it.
Oh my God, those things keep me alive. I have been practicing falconry, just doing that type of things because, for you to have an idea, I am most of the time off every 2 weeks. So I work 2 weeks and I have 2 days off. Not always.
2 weeks and then 2 days.
Yes.
Off.
And yeah, exactly. And then sometimes I have more time off.
That's rough.
So I have developed over the years a system to just keep my birds in good shape without really doing what I used to do when I was a kid, right? With all the time. But I still hunting, I still making it happen. It's not perfect, maybe when I retire, I will go back to the normal, falconry. But I still doing what I can and having a blast, on those small periods of time that I still doing my thing every year.
That's it, man. You gotta squeeze the time in.
That's why my friend Titus started hunting at night. He's he's an orthopedic surgeon.
I need to learn that actually. I need to learn how to do that.
Titus is an orthopedic surgeon?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. That's why he started hunting at night, is because he works so much like Renzo and didn't have time to fly his hawks.
He does it with a light, or how?
Yeah.
With a $150,000 Swiss dune buggy with like huge spotlights on it, and then you never seen his videos, Renzo?
Yeah, I saw that they kill the rabbits at night, with powerful just by pointing them. So
he's doing it with the eagle.
With the eagle.
Wow.
Catching coyotes, catching jackrabbits with a crowned eagle, with a golden eagle.
No, I haven't seen those videos. Actually,
look up the Night Crew.
Okay.
Type in the Night Crew, right, Aaron? Is that what
we'll flash it since we're on YouTube now? We'll flash it up here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Napa hates them, but I mean, it's a cool video. It's a cool.
Titus is a good dude. He's a really good dude, and he might actually live in Texas now, Renzo. So maybe we need to introduce you to.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, if we can get a response from him, right, Aaron? We've been trying to get him on the show.
I gotta try harder. I can't text him. I need to call him.
I think he's a boomer. You got to call him.
Yeah. I think Texas is one of those states that you can spotlight rabbits.
I think you can. I know people doing it. So,
what do you think about that, Casey? Oh, but by the way, you got a ton of great horned owls down there. I couldn't believe how many great horned owls you have.
Oh yes, but a lot.
You have so many that I'd be sketched out to spotlight.
Yeah,
rabbits
with a goshawk.
Exactly.
With anything smaller or the same size as a great horned owl, it would be sketchy. There's so many great horned owls.
Oh yeah, it's too many of them.
It's like,
I think Evan got one like recently by accident. I think he showed me some pictures.
Mm-hmm. A great horn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in certain areas it's a common occurrence. I mean, I've never caught a great horn, but I catch a lot of barred owls. But I know people that just catch them like once a week. Like it's just.
I'm telling you,
really?
In South Texas, in one evening, I saw more great horned owls on power poles than I've seen my entire life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying I probably saw 25, 30 different great horned owls in one evening.
That's crazy. Yes. I mean, they're just one of the coolest birds ever. They really are.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They are.
So Aaron flew one, Renzo. Do you know that?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, with success also.
You was able to hunt with them?
I caught a handful of rabbits with it. So we'll call
awesome.
That's some measure of success, but it was, as we say, the juice probably was not worth the squeeze. It was a lot of work for very little reward.
I can imagine.
He said juice. I just want to clarify that for the audience.
Juice.
Yeah. and let me ask you a silly question. So you were flying that bird during the day, or you were hunting at night?
I was hunting at dusk.
At dusk. Huh.
Yeah.
During legal shooting hours.
Yep. Legal
hours.
You
should, I would love to see those videos actually. You have some.
Yes, there is. So this is a thing. This is the thing. It's like the red shoulder thing, except there's actually evidence. So, like, are you aware of this, Renzo, with the red-shouldered hawk? You know what you have red-shouldered hawk down there? Are you familiar with them?
No, we have them here. But what is it? So I don't know if people have been able to hunt with them.
Zero human beings have ever done anything with one. I'm going to say, and that's a bold statement, and I'm saying it under the guise of I'm feigning ignorance so that I can be proven wrong, because just like Bigfoot, I want it to be real, but I have not seen enough evidence to make me feel that it's real. There's people that have been trying for a long time, and I've never seen anything compelling that says it's real. And the same thing was said for great horns for a long time. There's a lot of, this guy had one, he did something, or this guy did. And there's very little footage, but I've actually seen with my own eyes like some footage of great horns flying, specifically from Tyler Wright. Shout out to a Sporting Chance alumni, came on the show, great podcast, and Adam Noggle or Nodule, depending on your pronunciation. He had some awesome footage of catching cottontails with a great horn.
That's awesome.
So it can be done. It's just
it can be done. Yeah,
it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So now you're doing 2 weeks on. Is there any way you could switch that up, like in the winter?
Not anymore. Life has, I am getting older now, and I have a little bit more time. But that was happening for years actually.
Yes.
And I was able, I think during my career, I have been adapting my falconry depending on what was happening. So I flew many kestrels, because I love them. You can, with the days that I was super busy, I was just flying them actually inside the house and doing sparrows inside my living room, and they were chasing all over the place.
Yeah.
No, really. And over the weekend, I was able to go out and hunt successfully with them. And, you know how it works. We need to do what we can to keep the art and the sport,
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's not ideal all the time.
No, for a lot of us, it's not ideal. And it's just, it's like you got to, I kind of fell into it. But if you're a young falconer, I said this a million times, I'm going to say it again because people don't listen. If you're a young falconer, like in your teens, and you're like, I want to go to college, I want to get it, like if you really are passionate about falconry and you want to fly all the time, you gotta try to pick like a career that you can somehow get it done, without stressing yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 9 to 5
careers,
thing is hard.
there's a way.
No, there's always a way. You can fly on the weekends or early season after work on the way home. But if you can like pick your own hours somehow or make your own schedule, bro, or just like, dude, work in a warehouse, bro, like at night, bro.
Exactly. I can tell you, you can imagine how many times I actually, by definition, I should be quitting, falconry many stages of my life because it was almost impossible. But, there is always a way to make it happen. And what for me, from the psychological standpoint, it was, I convinced myself that falconry sometimes will not be ideal. So I will not be able to have a ultra, good record of multiple praise or multiples. But I was able to so for me, the goal is to have a bird that is well trained with good field control, that is an effective hunter, that is healthy, and that I can release at the end of the season. And some of my seasons when I was actually getting killed, for example, during the pandemic, I flew this, this Harris Hawk. I think I got maybe 8, 12 things during my free time, but I had so much fun, and I released the bird in my neighborhood. I actually trapped it in the parking lot of the hospital for you to have an idea. No kidding.
In your white coat, that's hilarious.
I have actually pictures on my Facebook account on scraps with my rabbits, and it's almost like the 15 minutes that you have to run away from the hospital and just go hunting,
Yeah, you got to see, dude. Like a lot of us, myself included, and I don't feel this way anymore at all. But it's like some people I've noticed if they can't do it to the 100% of like their standard, then they just like don't do it anymore or like quit or give up. And it's like, you can you can just kind of fudge it. You know what I mean? Like you can do jump ups in your living room. You can cut a sparrow loose in your basement and watch your bird catch it. And then on the weekends on a Sunday when you got some time and you can go out and chase some starlings or sparrow, like, you can still get it done. It doesn't have, you know what I mean? You got to just be flexible.
Yeah. For me, my wife telling me go to Walmart to get some bread was get the kestrel, go out, and just drive the parking lot. Maybe there's a starling somewhere. That is actually how you squeeze falconry. And I really think that there is always a way. There's always a system, and we need to be tolerant. Because life is so complex when we're adults. We have kids, families, wives. And our jobs.
Correct. Yeah. I've literally told my wife, I'm gonna go take the trash out. And I've literally ran to the Muse, grabbed my goshawk, and ran to my car and went around the block to try to catch a duck in a slip.
Yeah.
I've literally said, and like the bird's feeding up on the duck, and my wife texts me, she's like, garbage, huh? And then she sends me the video of the security camera of me like a drug addict running to the Muse like to grab my bird. I'm dead serious. That's a true story.
Oh yeah. I hear you.
You got to do it. Like it's you know what I mean? You got to do it. You just got to do it. You got to fly your bird, have some fun.
Completely. Totally.
And if all you're able to do is you you've got the time to catch a handful of things per year, oh well, right?
Yeah, and I mean, there's an argument that your bird is not having the best. You're not flying it enough, and if I can't fly my bird enough, it's not fair to the bird.
The bird doesn't care.
Your bird could either get picked out of a tree, by a great horned owl and die a very terrible death, or it can sit in your mew and just get free food and be taken care of, and then kill. You got to think, dude. It's the only way to describe like a bird of prey in the wild is like they have to wake up and go to work every day to eat.
Yes, totally. That's true.
If you equate it to human, like if you want to anthropomorphize and like make it like a human thing, it's the equivalent of you like, I got to work like 2 days a week, but I can get like money just goes in my account like 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's the exact same thing. Like I'm getting free food, and all right, I got to chase some stuff around on the weekends, and then I get free food. Like I think in a bird of prey's mind, like I don't think that that's like traumatizing for them. You know what I mean?
No, but but let me tell you something. The birds, even with with the schedule, I managed to actually they fly in every single day. So it's not that I never actually during the season I never give them free food. So I managed to organize the system around to make it happen. And for example, for this peregrine falcon, I did peregrine for years. In Lima, and I love long wings. I actually, for me to trap this peregrine last season, and I got a nanny. I changed my whole rotations. I actually put all my ICU rotations in certain parts of the year with no calls, for this, and I made it happen. I didn't got a bunch of ducks, but my bird was flying like I think she was excellent. I love it.
Yeah.
She died, unfortunately. She killed herself the last day of the season.
Of course, the last day.
It was terrible. I was thinking, she killed the last, mottled duck in a beautiful flight. And I say, I will fly one more day. And that day, she was perfectly, super, super, super high. She was I was only seeing her on my phone based on and I was running to flash the ducks, and suddenly she was in the ground with a pigeon, both dead.
Really?
Both dead, yeah. And I don't know if she hit a a brick or something because there was a road near, but it was horrible. Last day.
But she got the pigeon though.
Yeah, they were both dead, both with the broken necks.
Was this a wild pigeon or did you throw the pigeon?
No, that was a wild pigeon.
So it counts.
Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe.
I'm sorry. I mean, like when your bird dies, like I've had a couple birds die, and the first one traumatized me. Aaron, the one. It was the first one was.
I've lost a few, yeah.
Yeah, but like the first one or two, like it hurts. Like it really does hurt.
Oh yeah, I hate it. I think it's for me, I don't have the time to keep my birds. At this age, I almost never keep them during the molt. I release them. And for me, I win the game when I let them go. So yes. My cycle is the same. I always trap, train, hunt, release, and I have been doing that for years.
Classic. That's the way. That's the essence of falconry.
Yeah.
I just get into weird stuff when I don't have a bird outside, because I go out every night and just like start like tinkering with my birds and stuff for no reason. Aaron, right? You just like, what are you gonna do? You can put all the kids to bed. You got your wife. She's all right.
I'll walk out there with a flashlight and look.
yeah. I go out with the headlamp and I just look, and you just sit there and look, and then you open up the door to the mew and you like just hang in and look.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just kind of like look in there, and your bird's like, all right. And you're like, all right, everything's good here. All right. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I didn't have a bird, I don't know what I would do. I'd start like cooking meth in the shed or something. Like, what else are you going to do?
During the off season, you're cooking meth and your muse.
Dude, I don't even want to even think about meth because I was telling Aaron, I'm like, dude, I got like, I found out that I have a weeping willow in my yard. So I found out that you can just like cut a branch off and stick it in water, and then it will just sprout roots, and then you can plant it. Dude, I'm going to send a picture. I literally have like 15 or 20 weeping willow bonsai trees that I'm training now.
Oh,
So I go out with the headlamp, I walk around the yard, I check the birds, I do this, I do that, and then I go on the porch and I just like snip leaves like I'm like a Japanese guy or something, dude. Like it's just like I don't know what else to do with my. What else are you supposed to do? You know?
You need to send me a picture of that. We'll put it in the video.
You don't even want to see it. It looks like it's weird. Like my whole porch. I got seeds growing. I got weeping willows. I trim back my fig trees, and you could do the same thing with figs. You can put them in water, they'll sprout. I got baby figs growing. I'm like trimming them, and it's just like you got to find something else to do.
yeah.
Speaking of vegetation, where you live, Renzo, is nothing but mesquite, correct?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That was a top tier transition right there, man. That was
Thank
good.
you, Casey.
Oh yeah, that was yeah, exactly. Even the places where I fly my peregrine, here, I will not even dream about flying a peregrine when I was in Lima in that time, because there's trees all over the place. It's this is a completely different game. But yes, we have tons of mesquite here.
It may be the toughest looking hunting that I've ever seen.
It is difficult, actually. Lima. Lima is a city that is next to the sea. Okay, and we have a desert next to the whole coast that have a tree that is similar to mesquite, but you have one of those every 300 yards. So actually, for example, with the peregrines, we actually hunt, at least with the Cassinis that I used to fly, almost always white winged doves or similar, but morning doves. And it's a great game, very acrobatic, fast, and you need to just chase them tree by tree. But
so you're flushing them from trees.
Yeah, but they're not huge trees. They're like mesquites. They're small,
So you're almost hunting a peregrine, like kind of like how we would. Well, at least where I was. I'm not but like you're basically like waiting for your bird to be in the right position, and then you're like shaking the tree to get the birds to flush.
Or just jumping into the tree or kicking the tree or throwing rocks and yelling as crazy, and then you need to play because it's a lot of strategy with those birds because they're so fast. The doves that you need to go to the ground when the bird it fails and it needs to let it go up and then flash again.
Yes, because if you pressure them too much, then they'll just
they fly, like they disappear. They become rodents. They just
So you're basically you're shaking the tree. The doves flush out of the tree. Bird comes down in a beautiful stoop, and then you're diving to the ground to wait to make sure that the doves don't feel pressured, so that they'll want to put back in quicker.
Yes, exactly. Because it happens exactly. Sometimes it happens that your bird can actually hit the dove, and the dove may actually come back from the same tree that you flash. But normally, so you just do that, and I usually go to the ground and just stay still.
Yes.
Because it's not like the ducks that you just show up like, yelling and they just fly away.
Yeah.
So you have to keep playing the circuit.
It's like high level. It's like slip maxing. You're slip maxing. That's what the kids.
And let me tell you, when I lived in Peru and I was a kid, I flew a lot of falcons, and I didn't have a car, so I depend on the public transportation. So we and my friends, we just get all the birds into a public bus, go outside of the city, and then we walk miles to find a dove, in an open spot. So you cannot lose that dove. That dove is like gold,
Yeah.
Especially at that stage of your, that you need to go back before night. So it's.
Man, we would have been friends when we were kids.
I had a lot of, like, I can imagine. It's difficult to tell how much fun I had with falconry during all those years. It's what an amazing time.
It just sounds like an absolutely incredible childhood, and it keeps you out of trouble, right?
Yeah,
keeps you don't get into trouble. Like
exactly.
Like I'm, like when I was a kid, I was I was the weirdo riding my bike with my bird. It's like you could be doing a million other bad things, like with kids in your neighborhood. And you and your buddies are out there trying to find doves.
Yes, and flying diplomados, and we were a big group. At some point, we were like 6 or 8 kids from the same school.
That's awesome.
Just spending the this is a crazy thing. At some point, the school allowed us to actually come with the birds and put them in a small room outside, and at the end, at 3 p.m., we were able to get our birds with the buggies and just go out hunting.
Oh my God!
One of the moms, actually Sergio's mom, my boyfriend mom, or they just took us in a small, truck that they have to hunt around, and we were not driving. We were real kids,
Yeah. Aaron, would that fly in one of the schools you worked at?
Absolutely not.
Unless it was like their therapy falcon or something. Maybe.
Most schools now are just, they have like a no animal policy. You can't have animals there. It's pretty lame.
What if the student identifies as the animal?
then maybe. Right. So, Renzo,
moving on.
You down in South Texas, there's the white-tailed hawk.
Yeah.
What do you think about those as far as falconry is concerned?
That's a great question. I have not get any before. So I haven't trained one. We see them all the time. I have seen them, chasing, jackrabbits, and I think we all. I don't know. You have those also where you live.
What's that?
You said the white-tailed hawk, right?
Yeah, we do not have those.
You do not have those?
No.
Yeah,
I never even seen one. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
Well, get ready because I'm about to share screen.
Yeah, it's very similar to the polyosoma that I was telling you when I was. And I think the white-tailed hawk is also from the same family. I think it's a Geranoetus, right?
It looks like a Chilean buzzard. What is that? A buzzard,
yeah, exactly.
Right? It looks exactly like that, right?
Look at this. There's a.
Yeah, in the
it's like it has an indigo snake there.
It looks exactly like it. Yes.
What is the scientific name? It's a Geranoetus something, I guess, because it looks very similar to what we flew in Lima.
I'm not very good with scientific names. The only scientific name I know is
Falco peregrinus.
That and a gecko from what's the island, Aaron? Ractodactylus. Lichianus ractodactylus. That's the only scientific name, and I know the other one.
Here we go. Here's the Latin name.
Excipiter gentilis. I wanted to name my child Excipiter gentilis, but my wife didn't go for it.
Look at the second. I don't know my last.
The white one.
Yeah, look at that. What is that?
Caudatus.
Yeah.
Where are you looking?
Yeah. I'm sharing screen. You don't see
I can see it, but you're talking about the second from the top?
Yeah, right beside the name.
Yeah, and it's a Buteo albicaudatus, or it's a Geranoetus albicaudatus.
Geranoetus.
Yeah, it's the same as the polyosoma. It's actually very similar animal.
I'm getting I'm getting like ferruginous hawk vibes from this bird. Like small feet, very long wings, open country hunting. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, those are rodent hunters, basically. Snakes and occasionally birds.
Yeah, so you don't think they would be a suitable falconry bird?
That's a great question. Maybe for flying it, but I don't know how successful you will be with one of those, especially in my area with the amount of vegetation and mesquites that we have. So the ones that I told you that we trained, so they were slow. They were unable to actually get anything by chasing it. So they fly over us like a peregrine, actually. And we have the small area of lakes outside, and we have coots, a lot of coots. And they were able to at least chase them. And I am sure maybe as a more advanced falconer trying one of those, you may be able to kill a few. But I don't think that is a bird that, will hunt at the level of a red tail or something like that. I think. I may be wrong.
Is it I know we just read off the scientific name, but is it a member of the Buteo family or no?
I think it is. They are, but the Geranoetus is a different subgroup, and they are in general big rodent eaters. So they are huge. There are many species. There's one the Chilean, the one that you mentioned, the Chilean eagle. I think that's a Geranoetus too.
Yeah, they do amazing things for like bird demonstrations, like getting up like 1,000 feet and then dropping in a stoop to like the glove, like they do really cool stuff. But like the way that their body structure is, like it doesn't look like they'd have much practical purpose in falconry unless you were like hawking out west. But their feet look like oddly small for their size.
They are.
You know, I mean, I'm a little biased because I just looked at my buddy's Varose eagle, and it's he's got an imprint. It's just shout out to Tom Cullen. It's stupidly big. It looks like a clown.
Is it bigger than my hands?
I'm not even joking, Aaron. It's literally its feet are like the size of your hand. I'm not even joking. It looks like a clown.
Oh wow.
The Varose eagle is a golden eagle with feet that are like a third larger than a golden eagle.
Did Tom tell you why they're so large?
We were talking about the Peregrine Fund at that time, and they had a meeting and a fundraiser, and we were talking about something else. But I mean, it's just stupidly big. So when I see a bird that has like little tiny dinky feet like that, like a ferruginous hawk, their feet are like really
goshawk.
No, that's your bro. Like I'm gonna drive down there and take that bird from me if you don't stop with these little. I'm gonna come down there and take that bird from you.
Slander,
bro. That it's slanderous, dude. It's blasphemy. That bird is gonna slay rabbits for you.
I'm sure.
So this bird, I made a mistake of not introducing rabbit carcass drags to it earlier. And so for the past, 4 days ago, I introduced a rabbit carcass drag to it, and it took to it. It did it 2 days in a row. And then yesterday I had my daughter drag the rabbit carcass. He took off after the rabbit carcass and then banked off and landed in a short tree. And then so yesterday he didn't eat much. And then today I tried it again and he had zero interest in it. He flew up in a tree and then he took off out of my view, but I could tell he was going after something. He was going towards the wrong neighbor's house.
Oh no.
The bad neighbors.
And I get over there though, and he's chasing squirrels around in the tree.
It's awesome.
And they're these little young gray squirrels. There's a bunch of them in my yard. He's chasing them. He's squirrel hawking. He's going up and down the tree. And so I stand there and watch and think like, the odds are slim to none that he could actually seal the deal. But how cool would that have been if he would have caught a little young gray squirrel? He did not. And then I started the carcass drag again. He had no interest in it. So I threw it over a tree limb on a rope and pulled it up the tree. And he came out of the top of an oak tree and smashed it, thinking it's a squirrel. So the stupid little tiercel is interested in squirrels, but not rabbits right now.
He's interested in rabbits. He just doesn't know it yet, Aaron.
Yes, exactly. I think, maybe, have you tried a baggie?
He's scared. He's scared of baggies.
Bird's ruined. Just get rid of him, Aaron. Just give him to me. If he obviously doesn't like rabbits, he doesn't like rabbits. Just give him to me. I'll take him. You were calling him every day after hack to the lure. That's why I personally do not do that. I know a million people do that, and it's like standard practice. Call your bird to the lure after hack, whatever. I never ever. I had one bad experience. I never did it again. I always throw a carcass in a bush, stretch the string out, make my son take off across the field running, and the bird that's on hack comes down and smacks the carcass. I don't even talk about the lure until we're like hawking.
Yeah.
Because otherwise their sight picture is like little leather things swinging around in a circle. I want them to see little furry thing running in bushes.
Yeah, that's true. You can take away the yarak of the bird by showing the lure too much.
You agree with me, Renzo?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, because a lot of people use the lure. I don't even like the lure. Like, think about a passage red tail's never seen a lure. The passage red tail's never seen a lure in its life, and then like a couple weeks of training, and it'll come from a mile away to catch that lure. It takes the lure is just you can introduce it later. It takes no takes no effort.
We're gonna put it all together. It's just I'm a transparent person. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
So then post the video of you with the carcass and the video and you with the bird on the glove and you going, oh God, bird doesn't even care.
I will, yeah. The video's coming too.
Oh my God, there's nothing wrong with the bird. It just doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, it's annoying, It's just annoying.
Yeah, but it's not. It's like the bird's fine.
Yeah, you're not telling me anything I don't know. I know he's fine.
Don't get mad. Why am I being the therapist in this situation?
Easy
right
for
now?
you to say. Renzo, this guy right here, Casey, he's like, you can't see it because he has those pictures up over it, but there's holes punched in the wall all over that room.
That's such a lie, dude.
Where
My name's not Kyle, dude.
he gets, yeah, his mom actually told me she was thinking about naming him Kyle.
That's so funny.
But his dad insisted on Casey. But yeah, all of those pictures behind him have holes in the wall where he was in a fit of rage, punched it.
I gotta just keep getting new pictures. Sometimes my head goes through, so I gotta get an extra big picture. When my bird misses a slip, I just lose it, just start breaking stuff. I do get I do. I gotta relax. I've been relaxing better though. You were actually more angry than me last season than I was last season. Remember? You were getting.
So
you guys
pissy. Fly mostly goshawks. That's the bird that you fly most of the time.
We just love flying goshawks for whatever reason. You know.
Oh my God, I would love to have. That's my goal. Hopefully in the next years, I need to. I have never had with an exhibitor. I have never had a bicolor or a Cooper. I had a Cooper actually 2 seasons ago in the worst moment. I got it super late. I was able to fly it, free. And when I was actually in the moment that I should push to start hunting, the birds start molting, but molting, like really molting. Start losing. I released it to make the story short.
Yeah. Yeah. I had one for 5 minutes too that we trapped, and it was like it was just like it fell into our lap and I worked with it. That's the only Cooper's hawk I've ever worked with. Aaron flew one really well.
I had a really good one that I flew for a season.
Caught rabbits with it too.
Oh, that's nice.
On film.
Rabbits. Yeah. The rabbits eventually got too big for this little Cooper's hawk. So early season, they were fine for the most part. But then as the season progressed, there were no more like rabbits on the smaller side.
Yep.
They were just too powerful for her. The Eastern Cottontails, I believe, are the biggest cottontails in America. I've thought those Western Cottontails, and then where good friend of the show, Jeff Hershey, lives, the Nuttall's Cottontail, he said it's about a pound.
Dude, you got to get a Cooper's hawk from the east because ours are bigger, and you got to take it back and fly it on those little dinky cottontails. That'd be. You could have some fun. Oh, you'd have so much. That'd be sick. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Could have some fun.
Yeah, because our cottontails are big. They're like bigger than Franny half the time.
Well,
Franny being Casey's little dachshund, his little psychotic dachshund.
Yeah, she's got a problem. So you want to fly a goshawk in the near future?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to have a Cooper. Actually, I actually released this bird, and that's my pending in falconry. My daughter was born, and I was super busy, and one of my friends actually got this Cooper hawk at his house, attacking his sparrow trap. And I am an easy man, so I guess I just got it. So I attempted. It was super late. It was at I think January or February. So it was not it was the behavior was for me. I don't know if it was me the problem, how busy I was, but I don't think I have ever had that level of stress in falconry with that bird. Just to keep the bird alive, to keep it healthy. I was in the hospital with a webcam that was all the time, in my cell phone open.
With a webcam. That's funny.
No, yeah, that bird was like, she was crazy, it was so difficult. But she was able to come and fly free, and she did some buggies, and then she started molting, and it was impossible to try to mold that bird. She will kill herself in a mew.
Aaron, what do you think went wrong in that situation, Aaron? Aaron's an expert Cooper's hawk falconer.
My understanding is that late season Cooper's hawks are just not suitable for falconry.
Is that like a widely accepted statement, or is that just your opinion?
Naturally people will come out of the woodwork and say, well, actually I had a Cooper's hawk that I trapped in February 31st, and but everything I've heard is that you get to a certain point and there's nothing you can do with them.
Yeah, it seems like everybody that has the most success, they get them like off the nest, like when they're branching and flying.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, my friends that do a lot of exhibitors in Lima, and some friends actually that I know from here, they told me the same, that it was so difficult. most of the guys that actually have these very successful, yellow-eyed bicolor hawks, they have them since, they imprint those. They're fantastic hunting birds their whole life.
I really wish I never knew of this bird because now
I will share some videos.
Now I really want one, like really badly now. We have to import them.
Well,
can we import
Renzo
them?
may have the connections to make.
The connections is with the Fish and Wildlife, U.S. Fish and Wildlife.
I already asked. I sent an email about that because I was trying to get some here before, and it was not possible. I think they need to go into quarantine for some time, and I think that the birds will just die in that process.
Who was it? Was that? I have so many conversations with people. Falconers call me. We talk for an hour. I can't tell what's like on the show or what's in my personal life. But I heard that somebody got like approval to quarantine a bird in like a facility that they
it was
built.
the Bird of Prey Center in South Carolina. Jemima Perry Jones.
I see.
Jemima, right?
Well, I didn't know. I think there should be a way to do it. One of the same guy that I told you guys before that was the first person that breed the aplomados. His name is Dennis. Dennis actually, he's thinking about breeding birds in Texas. He was emailing me, and he has a huge center in Peru. He does peregrines, Harry hawks. He already did actually bicolor hawks.
Okay.
And we're talking about it. So if I have the ranch and the space, and maybe
do it.
I should. I'm trying. I'm looking for how to make it happen.
Okay. Well, we know some people that are involved. You'd have to become, if I'm not mistaken, you'd have to become a member of an existing co-op, or you'd have to. Well, my paperwork is in. My paperwork is in.
Your own co-op.
This is news, by the way. My paperwork is in that I am a member of a co-op.
So nice. Are you a member?
Well, the paperwork is submitted, so whoever is a current member of the co-op resubmits their paperwork. So are they a member of the co-op? Because the co-op expires and you have to resubmit everything. So
you're more than likely going to be a member of the co-op.
It's not like you can get denied. It's whoever's
assuming everything goes to plan.
You just submit the falconry license of a person that's added to the co-op. It's not like they do a background check on you.
Well, Renzo, one of the important details to importing birds is being able to rely on and trust the source.
Yeah.
And so if you have connections in Peru with falconers that are breeding and have the facilities to hold the birds while the approval is happening in America, that it's possible.
That's
I'm sure there's a way. I am sure there's a way. People have done that before, so I will keep looking into it because I would love to get a bicolor hawk so bad.
Yeah, we may have some people interested in working with you on it. So if anybody comes our way,
let them know.
We'll talk to you. Yeah,
definitely.
Go ahead, Casey.
No, I think that honestly, I think importing from Canada and importing from Mexico would be easier from importing from Peru.
Oh yeah.
So it might end up that in the long run, if this becomes something, because I mean, if you start breeding them in the States, people are going to buy them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
People would want to fly them. I want to fly one. I barely even know anything about them, and I already want to fly one. I just saw one picture of the thing, and I want to fly one. So I think that if we could set something up, because we have falconers in Mexico that we trust and we know that have breeding facilities. You have a falconer that you trust and in Peru that has breeding facilities, and then we have multiple falconers that we know here that have breeding facilities. So because when you're dealing with people from overseas, they're basically, I'm not saying that people from like Europe or Spain or whatever, that they're like not being honest, but they have people that are willing to give them money like right there on the spot, and then you're basically asking them to hold the bird for you while the paperwork goes through. But I think if it's rather than just like importing a bird to just import a bird, if it's like something that's actually going to be like a long-term process where you want to import more in the future, and it's going to be an ongoing relationship, I think that dealing with Peru, Mexico, and then the US, I think we could create a chain where it would be a much smoother transition, and we could really make that happen, because I'd love to fly one of those.
Oh my God, I'd love to do.
And I bet you in Texas, is that bird? I'm assuming, what's the altitude of that bird? Because I know Peru has some mountains, right?
Yeah, it has some mountains, but you can. So these birds, mostly come from the jungle.
Okay, so
that the
warmer.
jungle have different altitudes too, because we have actually jungle in the highlands in Peru.
Okay.
But my friends successfully fly them in the coast, fly them in the highlands too. So I think the bird will just do perfect here, and it's a tropical animal, so I think we'll tolerate the heat of Texas and the whole thing. So
yes, and then once they're in and we have a stable breeding population, then we'll start crossbreeding them with goshawks and get
my God,
get a hot tolerant goshawk that's the size of a tear. Oh yeah, I could see this unfolding. Because where I live, it gets cold. It was like, I mean, we got down in the negatives last season a couple times, so I don't think a bird like that would work. I mean, that's a bird you fly in the summer anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the off-season bird. You catch starlings, sparrows, and have some fun with it. Why is that funny, Aaron?
It's just when we were there, there was when I was a kid, there was no seasons. We were just hunting the whole year.
Dude, now it was no season for me when I was a kid either. I was just like,
there's barely a season for Casey now.
It's just I got kids in a business, so I got to figure out when the season is and follow the rules.
Yeah,
I got a lot to lose nowadays.
Renzo, guinea pigs.
Oh my God, Aaron, you took it from me, Aaron. But you're right. We have to hear about guinea pigs. I wanted to ask that question.
Yeah, we call it cuy. That's the name of is a great source of protein in the highlands. The Inca Empire survived, because they breed so easily, and in Peru we eat them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they good? What do they taste like?
Oh, they're delicious. It's like rabbit, but probably better actually.
I kind of have a feeling it'd be better. It's probably a more rich meat, similar, like something between a rabbit and a squirrel, maybe. That's what my thought.
Yeah. And they are big, and it's definitely if you visit, Peru and you go to Cusco or to the highlands, you definitely should try.
Have you eaten guinea pig in America?
I don't think that's even legal actually.
I bet it is.
I don't know. Legal to feed your body with sustenance? Legal? Dude, I'll go to the pet store. I'll buy a guinea pig right now.
I have a friend that actually told me I don't know if he was lying, that's a true story actually, but I have a friend that is actually a doctor, and he actually told me that he went to these PetSmart stores and he found a guinea pig there, and he was trying to buy it, just to eat it.
Yeah, but for $35, $40, right, Aaron? How much is a guinea pig?
Yeah, that was years. But it was impossible. It was not allowed, and they made a big deal.
No, so I follow this girl. She's hilarious. I don't know what her handle is. I don't know if she's like somebody that I would recommend following, but she's very
she attractive.
No, not really. She had like her whole shtick is that she eats food and she has a very big mouth and she eats it and like goes. But she's like funny, like she goes and like she dressed up like the Queen of England and went in front of the castle and was like, off with his head. Like she's like crazy. But she goes to restaurants and she went to a Peruvian restaurant in New York. And she ordered guinea pig and ate it.
Oh, they have it. It's interesting.
It was like a whole roasted little guinea pig. So it's got to be legal. Otherwise that.
I think there should be a way. Maybe you import. I don't know. I really don't know about the, but the meat is amazing. I love it actually.
Yeah, I want to try now. Okay, great. Now I want to try that too. Now I'm salivating right now.
Did you ever feed guinea pigs to your hawks?
No, I never. I have never done that.
Waste it. That'd be like feeding your hawk, beaver back.
I will eat it by myself, before giving that to my hawk.
Yeah, it's like feeding a steak to your hawk. Like you're not gonna.
Yeah, exactly. You're giving your ribeye to your bird. So I just tried nilgai last week. I don't know. You have tried nilgai here?
No, I have not eaten nilgai.
No, one of my neighbor actually shot a nilgai and he shared some meat with me and my son, and my God, the meat was amazing too.
So you're saying me and Casey can come down to your ranch and shoot a
anytime? Yeah. You should come and visit. We can fly the birds there. We can hunt there.
Yeah, that like I'm to the point now. Like if I'm gonna go travel and go meet people and have a great time, we got to be able to fly while we're there.
Yeah.
So maybe during but does it get cold there? Like what's the temperature like in the winter there?
No, we're really never cold. So we have actually maybe one or 2 days in the winter that there's a little bit of freezing temperature, but otherwise, you are just with a jacket. So we never reach the freezing temperature.
Okay.
Very rarely.
All right, I got the perfect bird this season.
Yeah, come by.
Mystery bird. Aaron, I've been getting messages about the mystery bird.
Nice.
It's all right. We'll find out. It's nothing. There's nothing happening. There's nothing happening right now. I'll tell you that right now.
Renzo, there is a significant chance that I'm coming to South Texas this year.
Fantastic.
I'd say there's about a 0% chance Casey's coming, though.
I didn't even hear about this, Aaron. What are you talking about? You're going to Texas.
Well, we'll talk more later.
You didn't consult with your business partner, your podcast partner about this?
Renzo.
It's not good.
Rumor has it that you have been shot at while out hawking.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's happened, actually. Yeah. Who told you that? Actually, how do you know?
A mutual friend of ours.
Yeah, that was actually horrible. I didn't know. I was actually flying my Harry Hawk that I lost for some minutes in this field. I saw it flying, and unfortunately, when I was looking for the bird, there was a couple of guys that actually went into a house. I think they were trying to just, tell us they were trying to rob the house. And when they were escaping, they crossed me, actually walking in the opposite direction. And they told me that the hawk was in that house, the house that they just broke in minutes ago.
Oh, so when I arrived, you.
Yeah, exactly. When I actually arrived to the house, I already, I was shot before. When I was like 200 yards from the house, they started shooting me, and I was carrying my telemetry equipment. I was in camouflage, I went to the ground and I called the police, from the ground actually, and they show up and they, saved me. And what was the most interesting part of the story? That when actually the police officer came and he saved my life, and we walked together to this place, the guy that was actually shooting at me was a resident that I was training in the ICU.
No way.
Yeah, that was funny. He was a young doctor actually, and he was super, super upset because everything what happened. He was with his mom by themselves, and thanks God nothing bad happened, and I was able to find my bird.
So that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So wait. So so some people robbed the house while you're out looking for your bird, and
yes, and when they were escaping, when they were escaping or walking away, I just crossed them in the middle of the field, and I asked them, hey guys, have you seen a bird, this size, blah blah blah, and they told me, oh yeah, we just saw it flying into that house that was like maybe half a mile away. So I just ran to the house and I got shot.
So the homeowners were there.
Or shot at?
Yeah, no, I didn't got any bullet, but the homeowners were there.
So they were there. They were home during the robbery?
No, I don't think so. I think they arrived because the alarm sound or something. They were able to they broke into the house. Yeah.
That's insane.
That's a horrible story, and believe it or not, that was one of the reasons I decided to just, start looking for a ranch, because my wife, that was one of the situations in which my wife told me, you are not going to fly a bird again.
You can't even tell your wife that story, because then that's going to impact your falconry.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to just keep that, you just got to keep that to yourself.
How am I going to prevent my wife from hearing this?
She edits all. Oh shoot! Yeah, she edits all of our videos. Oh no! Crap! Aaron's falconry is over now.
She's just going to take a bigger life insurance policy out on me.
Dude, my wife keeps trying to get me to sign up for one, like she's trying to commit a murder or something. She keeps putting these forms in front of me to sign. I'm like, what the heck is it? Like $200 a month for what? I'm healthy as a horse. I'm not paying $200 a month. You know what I mean? You got life insurance, Aaron?
Yeah, there's a policy on me.
Is it expensive?
Because I care about my family.
Bro, I care about, bro.
That's important.
I care about my family. I want to teach my kids the work ethic, bro. If I pass away and they just get a bunch of money, what is that going to teach? What is that going to teach them, dude? What is that going to teach them, dude? They got to learn to work. They'll thank
Yeah.
me. They'll thank me one day in heaven.
Did they ever catch the robbers?
I don't know. I don't know. I was actually with my apprentice when that happened. And we were, just escorted by the police officer. We went to our truck, and I came. I think I came the next morning, and I found my bird with the telemetry system.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So did when the cops walked up on you? Because I know police officers are a little jumpy sometimes these days. Did they draw down on you and like tell you to get on the ground before they realized who you were?
No, I was on the ground. Or I actually called them from the ground.
And they came while you're still on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't move, so I just they show up walking, and they were very kind. There was a young lady, and she escorted me out.
Wait, a lady officer?
Yeah, she was a lady officer.
Oh my god, dude! And you're still alive?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
he's lucky.
man.
He's lucky he didn't shoot, including the robbers, because
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Texas is different. You Texans out there will have to tell me, but like, I think you'd
Yeah, he's a witness now.
No, I mean, like, let's say that scenario played out here. Somebody broke into my house, right? And then I see them after it's done and I shoot them. There's a significant chance that I'm getting in big trouble for shooting.
Yes, exactly.
No, in North Carolina, you'd probably be fine. In Texas, you're definitely fine.
I don't think you are fine. I think here also that if he would get me, he would be in trouble. I don't think, because I was not even near. He was shooting me from a long distance.
Were you on his property though?
No.
Oh
no,
yeah,
I was actually outside.
He's gonna get in trouble. Yeah,
I was in an open field, but this was a rural area, so there was a small house, and I don't know if that was his property, to tell you the truth, because that was a huge open field.
Yeah, because up here up north in communist land, you basically have to like commit suicide before you can like defend yourself. So if somebody comes in my house, I have to basically like leave my 2-year-old and 6-year-old and dive out of the window of my house and break my neck before I can engage with the intruder. And if you engage with the intruder and you euthanize him, then they arrest you on the spot, and then you're in jail, and then you go through the process for about 3 years before they acquit you of the charges. So I just told my wife, I said, and I'm saying on the podcast publicly because I do not care. If somebody comes to my house, I will literally tie them up and torture them for as long as possible as long as I can. My wife's a nurse, so she'll keep them alive. I'll keep torturing them. And then when they finally pass away, I'll piece them. I'll cut them into pieces and feed them to my birds. And whatever's left is going in the swamp, and I'm burying them, and they're gone forever. And if somebody comes showing up to the house, say, hey, my friend was coming to rob you. I haven't seen him. Now I'm going to kill them and torture them too. And the whole process is going to go over again. Because if you call the cops, you're going to jail for defending your family and your house.
If that ever happens, then Casey's done.
I do not care. I literally do not care. You can tell me someone breaks in my window of my house and I'm supposed to like have a conversation with them? I'm going to skin them alive, bro. What are you talking about? Bro, you hear a noise, you wake up, there's a guy standing in your living room, bro. You're not going to, Aaron, look at those arms. Aaron's going to freaking fly across his house like faster than I've ever seen him move. Like, you know, jump on that guy and freaking, he's going to be like an orangutan on that guy. I'm pounding that guy to death. Are you kidding me? You're in my house at night, you're done, bro. I'm not asking any questions. I don't know what you're doing in my house.
All righty.
Oh, he was drunk. You didn't know what? Yeah, okay, all right.
So
you're getting tortured too. No.
Renzo, you do not have a bird right now, correct?
No. I have a permit to trap a new falcon this year.
Nice.
So I will be going to South Padre Island in October.
Question for you. I'm sorry, Aaron. Question for you, Aaron. Renzo. So when you're getting it, so I'm assuming peregrine permit in hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you allowed to trap anatoms, or is it only tundra?
We have tundras here in South Padre mostly. But that's a great question. I don't know. Do we have anatoms in this area? I don't think they come that often.
I see. I don't know the specifics, but I know in New Jersey, I trapped a passage tundra myself.
Uh-huh.
One of your buddies is probably flying it now in Peru because it probably it didn't last very long and it kept migrating. So so one of your buddies probably trapped a bird with anklets on it. Beautiful anklets, by the way, handmade,
oh my God,
custom anklets. But they're very specific that you can only trap a tundra and you have to send pictures and documentation, and the biologist looks at the photos of the bird that you trapped and then approves that you can keep it because it cannot be an anatom.
I see.
So it's not, you don't get like that whole sheet about going to jail and all this.
No, I haven't actually. But I am, to tell you the truth, I really don't even know if we actually get, anatoms often here.
Okay.
Sorry for the ignorance. I need to read about it.
No,
but
I don't think it's
tundra.
No, I don't think it's ignorance because it's like the first sheet. It's like 2 pieces of paper. It's your permit. And then the second sheet basically says like, you will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law if you trap an anatom without approval. And maybe it's because I'm in like, New Jersey, New York.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of anatoms like on the bridges and in New York City and stuff like that. And I don't think they want us trapping those particular birds. I think that may be why. I was just wondering if you got the same letter that comes when I put in for it.
They will skin you alive and torture you.
They'll torture me.
I don't think so, but I will review that and text you back because I will take a look. I will take a look and
I don't think it's in there because you can't.
No, I don't think so too.
You really can't miss it because they really they basically like threaten your freedom if you do the wrong thing.
No, and they are so different, right? In Lima we have we fly the tundras also, and we fly Cassinis. Cassinis is our local peregrine, very different, and we basically get mostly actually male tercials for the tundras. Okay. I think the females just stay in the beach and they throw all these guys towards South American.
Right.
And I actually never saw one until I got my bird here this season. I never had a falcon, a tundra falcon. Actually, I had tundra Cassinis many times. No, sorry, female Cassinis many times, but never a tundra falcon here.
Okay, it's interesting. Yeah, the bird I flew was a female.
Yeah,
maybe because I'm further north. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, and you like it?
I mean, it was like training. It was like training like a Labrador Retriever. Like it ate the first night, came to the glove in less than a week. Came across the yard to the lure in 10 days, flying free in like less than 14 days. Like it was so weird. It was the weirdest bird. It was like
you really see why people fall in love with them.
No, I mean you can easily fall in love with it, and then after the fact, after the bird took off, I've told this story already, but after the bird took off, it was like, oh no, they lull you into a sense of security. You have to be, and I'm like, oh, okay, thanks, because they're so biddable and and I was flying at like 780 or 790, and they're like, oh no, I've never seen a female tundra fly any higher than 780. Oh, and I'm like, okay, or no, 760 or whatever the number was, because they're smaller.
Yeah,
but they're so, it's like a Harris hawk. They're so like they go through the training so easily, and I knew that they had that tendency. Somebody told me that, so I was doing I had like a Dacron like 500-pound test, and I was lure flying the thing in like a park, still on a Dacron line, which is like a heavy duty fishing wire, and I was because I was trying to do my due diligence, but the bird just like loses sight of you for 5 seconds, and it's just like straight south. And we chased it for like 5 days and gone.
Yeah.
It just had a pair of anklets on it,
Let me turn on these lights. 1 second.
No problem.
Yeah, it's we when I was a kid, I never had a telemetry system. It was just impossible to pay for one, as a Peruvian guy. We flew peregrines, and I remember those days that you need to just chase your bird for weeks until you get them back,
Yeah.
Not eating, and oh my God,
yeah.
I don't know how we were able to actually get them back, because I remember recovering lost falcons more than one time. But you remember losing weight, like no eating, like having wounds in your feet because climbing so many places, and
I could imagine
the good old times.
Yeah, I mean, I had telemetry on it, but it's whatever. I told the story a million times. The GPS system was in the mail. It was coming on a Tuesday morning, and I flew the bird on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's always like that, right? It's always.
And I just had a micro Marshall on its ankle, and it was just gone. Just gone straight south because we chased
really
it.
Makes you wonder if somebody else ran into that bird somewhere along the way.
Dude, she was awesome. I mean, if somebody was just out there like swinging something, she would have came in on it. I mean, she was just so cool. Like she didn't like zero fear, nothing. Like just the calmest bird ever.
They are great animals, actually.
Yeah, man. I mean,
they're fantastic animals.
I understand why like guys that are like identify as like a long winger. Like I understand it. Like they're just so like calm and like relaxed, and everything they do is like the best word to describe them. And I'm not the one to come up with this because this is very well known. They're civilized.
Yeah, I think so.
They're civilized. They're just everything that you want them to do, and like how you expect falconry to look is like exactly what they do. Like,
yeah, they're very, very kind. With the tundras in Peru, the big deal that we had was the migration. That it was probably stronger than what happened here because they are for sure not locals, right?
Right.
Because flying a Cassini was a completely different game ball because they were so kind. They just stay around. But if you lose a tundra, maybe it will be across the ocean, the next 2 days and forget it. So
yeah. No, it's if you don't lose them in the late fall when you're training them and you're flying them, then you could lose them in the spring when they want to go back up north.
Yes, that's
so
true.
I know guys that flew them with success, caught a bunch of ducks and stuff like that, like the bird's made, and then all of a sudden there's an accident, and now in February the bird's gone.
Yeah,
because it just wants to migrate back north. They just have like a very strong. I heard somebody was saying like I can't remember who this was. Somebody was saying that they like for the first year, because it's a passage, obviously they know what they're doing. You just train them and man them for like the first year, and then like really you train them, fly them, drone them, and then like you really solidify your bond with them, and then you like actually game hawk them like the second or third year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, and the Tiercels are more loyal, right? Have you heard that too?
I think so. Yeah, the Tiercels are amazing. Actually, I in the Cassinis, most of my birds were Tiercels. My favorite one that we call El Chato was a Tiercel, and I kept that one actually for 3 consecutive years.
What was his name? El Chapo?
El Chato. Chato means is a short guy. It was really small, actually.
Oh, so that's me. That's me. El Chato.
El Chato.
Aaron, that's
El
it.
Chato, yeah.
That's my new nickname, El Chato.
Yeah, he's actually in my Facebook. In my picture. I am with that falcon.
How can people find you on Facebook so we can look at your stuff?
Yeah, my name in Facebook is Falco Stratus Velox. I will text that to you.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, Falco like Falco Peregrinos.
Yes.
Stratus as the Accipitter Stratus, and Velox as Velox. I will share that with you guys.
Yeah, share it with us and we'll put it out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look for it.
All right,
that's
Renzo.
Cool. So you have just like one of the. I mean, in terms of the show and people that we've talked to, I mean, you have one of the craziest stories, that we've ever heard. I mean, it's crazy. Peru, running around with your friends as a kids, coming to America, getting your permitting, getting back into it, being a doctor at the same time, going through all your rotations, because I know it's not easy coming from another country and then trying to get your doctorate in the States. I know it's very hard.
It is.
And you get pushed pretty rigorously to get your doctorate, and you push through it, and it's an amazing story, Renzo.
No, and I always tell my trainees and my friends, so you guys, so I always tell my residents that they need to find a hobby, because I really believe that falconry kept me alive and kept me happy and was able to keep me in a good mood and in the right spirits through all the transition, right? Leaving family, coming here, and I hope I never stop, hunting with birds. I am, the same as you guys. I'm an addict to falconry. I think the whole day about birds,
That's it.
Yeah.
I had somebody tell me that one time. I'm a counselor by trade. She looked at me and she said, "You think about birds all day long, don't you?" I said, absolutely.
Totally. Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I think about. And we've said it a million times and we all understand this already, but I'm going to do it anyway. The ability of falconry to bring people together, from such different backgrounds and places. It's incredible. Nothing like it.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Totally. 100%.
There's few things in the world that bring cultures together without even being able to understand the language.
Yes.
You know what those things are?
What's that, Casey?
Soccer.
100%. Soccer.
Music.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Soccer, music.
Food.
I would say, food, but that doesn't take much effort. Because what I'm referring to is an unspoken language that you understand across, it's an unspoken language that you both understand. So it's hunting, falconry, soccer's a good one. I didn't think of that one. Music is a given. Food, obviously. I mean, if you don't like, if you go to like a Cuban restaurant, bro, and you order and you don't like the food, bro, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. And then it's fighting, right? Fighting, the culture of fighting. That's universal throughout the world. You don't even need to be able to speak. You can train with somebody from another country that doesn't speak English, and you can still communicate, and you can still train with them successfully without even being able to speak English. And then the last one is sex.
I was expecting something like that.
Speaking from experience, you know what I'm saying? You heard me?
Oh my God. All right. Well said, Casey.
All right.
Renzo, thank you for coming on.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, guys. I had a great time, talking to you. And I hope I can have you guys here in South Texas or in Peru, when you have some time.
Dude, I am down for all the above, but the time is limited, so we'd have to figure that out. But Texas is doable, I think. Actually,
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I guess my podcast partner is planning trips without me, but so maybe I could be included, possibly, in this trip that's already planned.
We'll
me.
talk more off the air.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Renzo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. You stay safe. Okay.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.